And hello, everybody. It is the show we have been waiting for forever. We are fired up today. It is the Legacy Leadership Show. Adrian is such a fan of Armand. You cannot believe it. And the courage of Armand to do what he did in going out and acquiring Business for Home and making a commitment to making it the absolute voice box of the profession is just something to see. And we have seen a tremendous amount of emotion around this topic of him doing it. What's it going to look like? And I called him on the phone. I said, what do you want to talk about? And here's what he said back. Anything you want, Tom, because this guy is absolutely full transparency. He is for the profession. I've been on calls with him before where he talked about the profession for him is even more important than his company, which is really, really, really a humble statement. And we're excited about it, aren't we?
Super, super excited. They say if you want something done right, ask somebody who's really busy. And I think that Armand fits the bill here, right? He's the CEO of a huge, fast-growing international network marketing company. He's a member of the board of the ANMP. Owns numerous other companies inside, all in tons of different arenas outside of network marketing as well, and just saw a really profound need and also opportunity in the network marketing world in this property of Business for Home. And so I'm super excited about the news. I'm excited to kind of hear the behind the scenes of what prompted this and why now and the whole thing. And so Armand Puyolt, welcome to the show, my friend.
How you guys doing? Glad to be on.
We are so great. We're so excited. And about a month ago, you said there is giant news coming, and I can't tell you what it is, which was infuriating, but it's going to be gigantic. And that was exciting. But I never expected you to come out of your boots and really hit the ground running in acquiring Business for Home. But more importantly, to bring in your co-editors in chief, Garrett and Sylvia McGraw, who work this business 24 hours a day each, which is 48 hours a day, to really, really bring the integrity to the industry that it desperately needs. And thank you for doing that, sir.
Well, look, one of the main reasons, and I wasn't the only one trying to purchase Business for Home, just so you guys know. It was an opportunity that was obviously branded, and I was lucky enough to be accepted to it. But there's other people that are trying to get funding from other sources, even from Dubai and from other money. I was the only one that was able to come in and actually buy it outright myself.
Yeah,
the money up front, everything else. So it was one of those things that I was lucky enough to be accepted, basically to be able to take on this company, basically Business for Home, try to make it the best as anybody can make it. See, here's the thing. I think people, what they don't understand about me is like, I don't need the money. I don't need, companies paying for, any, making us look good or anything else. I want the industry to look good. I believe in the industry, so much. And, we've had so many conversations, Tom, and I have friends all over the industry, CEOs and affiliates. Tom and I have been friends forever. We've gone to dinner, even though we were in multiple different companies together, different companies. We were in different companies all the time. One of the conversations we've always had is what we want to do with this industry. And this industry needs to get better. And I'm not talking about getting better. It is better. The only problem is there's not enough noise out there in the positive sense for this industry. And I believe 100%, yes, I'm an owner of a network marketing company. Yes, that's true. And a lot of people are stunned by that. But here's the facts. For a company in, any of the 3,400 companies that are out there in network marketing, for them to be successful, we all need to be successful. It's just that simple. If, I'm blessed with giving people an opportunity, but so are 3,000 other companies. They're blessed with giving people opportunities that are well worth the sound they should be making. And at this moment, I feel like, there's nobody really making a positive noise. Everything that I'm hearing is almost negative all the time because they're not showing the positiveness of this industry. And if we permit that to continue, it's like a divorce. If you just hear the noise and the bad noise and the bad noise, So divorce is for certain. People are going to leave. And I want to protect this industry because I believe it's the only industry in the world that a person that has not even been to high school can be successful. And to me, that is well worth, the investment.
Yeah. And what's so beautiful about what you want to do is you want to help the underdog make it to the top. And it doesn't matter to you what their vehicle is. You aren't judge and jury on that. We're going to do all we can as the Association of Network Marketing Professionals and self-policing ourselves to try to keep that bad element out of there. But what I love you most for is the fact that you are wanting everybody to win. I've sat with you at tables. We've called company owners on the phone and said, let's lock arms, have a huge event where we all come in and we're all one, not so much against the world, but for the world, given that underdog and that person out there that's got no place to turn, an opportunity that's not going to fail them. And that's kind of your mantra, correct?
Correct. I mean, one of the things I've always told you is that I want to build an alliance within multiple network marketing companies. I mean, as many as they want to come in, just like the airline alliance. I want them to be certain that we can work together at certain points. Let's just say we fill stadiums to, and put the Tony Robbins on stage and put the big names on stage. And then everybody can separate and go pin themselves at a different convention center or a different place. But the thing is, what is important is we have to start celebrating the industry as a whole. And if people don't do that, we're always the enemy of somebody else. And I think we have to start understanding that, it's what we do and how we speak of this industry is how the people are going to perceive the industry is. So we just need to be in a more positive nature. For example, one of the things that you're going to start noticing within Business for Home is the changes. We're going to start working and building changes that I've always seen that were wrong. For example, you're going to see numbers of company numbers and affiliate numbers, what their earnings are being actually looked upon and making sure that they are correct along the way. To me, that is important. It is an important factor that if we want to keep something and people understanding that we want to be honest with everybody, let's be honest, but let's paint the picture right. That's all we want.
And inside of that, and Adrian, you need to talk, otherwise I'm going to completely monopolize this. But at the end of the day, all I've read is, oh my gosh, this was up there and this guy's a bad guy and that guy's a bad guy. The business model of Business for Home was different than it is right now. I mean, it was basically as much sensationalism as could be getting people to see that site, which was fantastic. That's what he did. He never pulled any punches. He never lied to anybody. That's what he was in the business of doing. And he did a phenomenal job of it. And now it's going to shift a little bit just because people are going to have verifiable numbers to look at, and people that have too much, I'm on there and my income, it was far higher in the old days than it is right now. And nothing would be better for me than to either be taken off of there or let my income be stated correctly. And there's a zillion network marketers out there that feel the same way, but they were powerless because those other numbers sold tickets. And you're committed to truth, right?
100%. I mean, as a matter of fact, one of the things that we're going to start removing is also the blacklists within, I don't like blacklists. I don't think there should be blacklists anywhere. People know when there's a bad company or not. It's not our point to judge as a news organization or just, an organization basically to trying to do things right. One of the things that I'm going to tell everybody is that I'm not perfect. I'm not, and I'm never going to claim I'm perfect at everything. I am not, and I'm still learning the process. But one of the things that I am still a student of this industry. And so I'm bringing in people to really lead this company. I'm not doing it myself. That was never the intent. I'm bringing in people that are sharp, that are more intelligent than me, that are respected around the industry. For example, we have Garrett McGrath and his wife. They are phenomenal people. I mean, it's just, we've all known them, as far as we've known, what they've done is something that is incredible, and what they've done within the industry is incredible. As leading the ANMP is incredible, and then from there, basically, after that, I'm bringing in Keith Halls, who was, one of the original Nu Skin, people in Nu Skin itself. He was one of the original ones. He's been a CEO of companies. He's been the CFO of companies. People that are like that. I mean, I talked to you guys earlier, and I was kind of hinting on the way where I want, like, for example, this legacy show or everything, maybe being posted through the 4 million eyes and making sure that people grab the information. I'm going to bring in people from all over the industry. It's not just, you're going to see that I am not a person that just looks for myself. I'm looking for everybody else in this industry, and I'm going to bring in talent from all over to sit and to say and to speak and to have a voice within this. Why? Because we need that to happen for this industry to pull together.
And I love the fact that, hi, Adrian.
You can go ahead. It's all
I
right.
love the fact that you with your company, you've got such a footprint all over the world, whether it be Africa, whether it be Mexico and South America. You know that this is not a United States situation. You know it is a global opportunity, but it's also a global problem of people trusting each other and really working for the greater good. And I think that acquiring Ted and Deanie's operation, which was certainly international in its own way. I'll never forget when I was out there in Amsterdam at their convention, and there was on the stage were the OneCoin people and a lot of people that ended up where it ended badly. And Kevin Thompson, the MLM attorney that is brave beyond comprehension, he had a hostile crowd on that stage, but Adrian was there.
I was like one of the first network marketing conferences I ever went to, and I was like,
this guy's got
shots
guts.
fired.
But oddly enough, but not oddly enough, who is your attorney, Armand?
Kevin Thompson. Is that
So, he hired that kind of guy with that kind of integrity and that kind of courage to step up to the plate and say, you know what? I know I'm standing in front of you, and I know that what I'm going to say to you people is not popular, but we've got to self-police. We've got to take the high road, because a lot of people are going to lose their money if we're just drinking that Kool-Aid. And it ended up being really, really great foresight. And a lot of people could have saved a tremendous amount of money listening to Kevin Thompson and Armand and a few other people. And again, Rob Sperry, who was gracious enough. He's got a great platform on the game of networking. I called him earlier today and said, we want to stream this show through your site. And he said, bring it on. We need Armand. We need his message, just like we do through the website of the ANMP 2025. And we're also streaming through there. So you got a lot of people in the foxhole with you, Armand. Donna Johnson, Thomas Tidland. I mean, the list goes, Lisa Grossman, Curtis Broom, the list goes on. And I love you for Eric Warre. I love you for that.
No, and you guys all have to understand that we're all from different companies. We're not one company, here. We're all from different network marketing companies. We're all in love with this industry. And that's one of the points that people have to get across. One of the things I've always told people is that a lot of people think that network marketers are enemies. They hate each other. And guess what? We have dinner all the time together. We sit down all the time. When I know Tom's around or I know somebody's around, around my neighborhood, guess what? We're having dinner. That's the kind of people we want to put together in this. So Ross Perry is one of those guys that I believe he's attempted to purchase the company also. I love the man. It's one of those guys that, I appreciate, and I will appreciate his information, because guess what? He's a very sharp man. And to me, to be honest with you, this all needs to get fixed. And I'm not just talking about business for home. I'm talking about the industry in total. And it needs great minds put together to make sure that this happens. Again, I'm not doing this for the money. I'm not. I don't need the money. I'll be honest with you. We do very well. One of the things that people don't understand about me, if you guys don't know this already, is I manufacture products for more than 26 different MLM companies. I have one of the biggest back offices that I own that uses for the network marketing space, Multisoft, for example. And, we own a lot of different things, a lot of tools for network marketing companies to make sure network marketing companies are in the fact positive. And so we make sure that people are going to go in the direction they want. All we need is the positive stories coming out. You know, one of the biggest things, and I don't know if you remember, but back in the day, you know, and I'm talking about back in the day, you know, you remember this, Tom. There used to be Tim Sells used to have a video, you know, on there. It was like a cartoon of himself, and I love that video. No matter who it was, would watch it. No matter what company he was in, it didn't matter. The information was positive. The information was powerful. So that's why one of the things that I love Tim Sells. You know, if we look back at Jim Rohn was an Herbalife. Guess what? I went to conventions at Herbalife. I was not in Herbalife. I wanted to see the man in Herbalife. Why? Because I'm a fan of the industry, basically, number one. Then after that is our company. But here's the facts. People need to build onto this industry. And people need to understand that there's no better way for people to making any money, no better way of people being successful, no better way of having success than network marketing itself. No.
100% right. In the book, The MLM Guru, I don't know if you've all read that. He's got it in English. He's got it in Spanish. It is a great book that he has written, that he has given away and sold so many copies of that book. But why? Because he walks his talk. Why? Because he doesn't make stupid deals. He wants the average guy to have an extraordinary chance, and he doesn't buy distributors. He doesn't buy business. It is completely by the book. Start like everybody starts and end as you end. And we're going to give you the most fair chance. And that's this business. And thank you for that, because it doesn't feel like it smells at the head. Because a fish always smells at the head, right, Paco?
That's exactly right. And so, you know, one of the things, and you and I have had a little bit of a conversation about this in just after the announcement of the acquisition, but you know, there's a huge amount of opportunity to shine great light on this profession. But it sounded to me like you see quite a few areas of kind of untapped opportunity of things that haven't been done or weren't being done kind of out there in the space, where there's an opportunity to put more, to try some new things and do some new different things. They're going to put positive light on the industry. Just talk a little bit about the vision of where you see business for home going.
I see business for home becoming a tool for all these network marketing companies. It's going to always maintain neutrality. It's always going to be in the manner of many people who are going to be in this magazine, writing in the magazine, I'm here trying to find other great network marketers, to join us, to do a article once a week in a positive nature of what we're doing, to teach people how to do this correctly. People need that. The biggest issue with network marketing at this moment is that people get involved and they get abandoned automatically, and they don't know what they're doing. So if we want to respect the industry, we got to respect the affiliate that is there. So to me, it is important to the maximum that we can do that. Now, where's this going? I want it to become a tool. I want it to become the place where any network marketing company can go to and pull stories of how positive the industry is and use that for their recruitment, use that for their company, use that in a positive way. So to me, that is one of the most important things of that.
I think that's huge. And you're exactly right. There's such a need for that reinforcement of the value of the profession to continue to re-enroll that person, whether there's somebody that felt, a little bit abandoned right after enrolling, whatever it is, just for there to be that level of reinforcement and just kind of edification of the entire industry is huge, right?
Yeah. And what everybody needs to get is this is an all-win situation. And, I know that when these guys announced that, there were so many shots taken again at Ted and Deanie that I think were undeserved, because their business model was what their business model was, and they were doing it, and they were non-apologetic for that. That's the way they built their business. They needed the money. They monetized it that way. And that's what it was. They didn't pull any punches and lie to anybody. It was just the way it was. And now Armand's there with Garrett and Sylvia and Keith Halls and Donna Johnson and several other people that have got unbelievable integrity. They're all based on pretty much the philosophies and principles of the ANMP, which, by the way, we want you to join, which, by the way, along with Brian McMullen, there's been no bigger contributor to the ANMP over the years with money, time, and effort than Armand. And so he was walking his talk long before he got in this foxhole with the business for home. So make no mistake, his motives are for you. His motives are for this profession. And so he just said, I'm going to make some mistakes, but I'm guaranteeing you one thing right now, he won't make them twice. And I love that about you, Armand, and thank you.
Not a problem. And one of the big reasons also is the ANMP. I want to make sure the ANMP gets more noise around. I think it's a phenomenal event. It's a phenomenal organization. So to me, it's one of those main reasons also that you're going to see the alignment between the ANMP and Business for Home, just like the DSN with Stuart Johnson. I'm talking to him constantly, and he's a great friend of mine. We're trying to get that, that alliance together, because we're going to take Business for Home to become not only a magazine of sorts for the people information, but we want to make sure that the network marketing space not only trusts us, what comes out of this Business for Home, but the leadership trusts us when it comes out. So to me, that is important at this moment.
So I've got a text here from somebody that says, I've got a problem with something on Business for Home. Who do I send an email to get it removed or at least looked at? Where would that go?
Well, that any of those issues right now, I mean, we have a staff that is ready to go. And if you go to, for example, I believe, let me see if I can find the correct email right away. Give me a second. I'll find the email, and then I'll give it to you before the show is down.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to skim through my contacts here.
Yeah.
We have an official email. And as a matter of fact, we will post it on the page itself, or anybody can come in. Guess what? I don't want people, even if their numbers are right and they don't want to be on that for any reason at all, guess what? I'm happy to remove them off of it. It's not an issue. That's not a problem. It's not about the information that is on there. Right now it's about correcting the information. It's about making sure that all the information is correct. It's about taking the time and because this is not going to get fixed. I'll be honest with you. A lot of people see a lot of issues and errors within, Business for Home. Guess what? It's not going to be fixed right away. We are working on it. We're still learning the process. We're still learning the systems. I have a programming team that is phenomenal, that is working behind the scenes. So we're trying to figure out everything, the way it runs, the way it works, everything else. Sylvia is on top of everything. She is a phenomenal person, obviously. Garrett is behind all this also. We're trying to make sure that everybody at the end is happy. That's all it's about. If everybody can be happy at the end, we did our job correctly.
That's so good. And there's so much value in having a place that people can trust. And, kudos to Ted and Deanie, because I think one of the things that they did is they were able to build the property that people think to go and look at first. And so now to have that transition into an ownership structure, to transition into a leadership team that has, the backing and the connection with the ANMP, that have these really long track records in the profession, that are representing multiple different companies. And so, it's not tied to any one company, any one organization. It is about creating this collaborative approach where people can do that. And, one of the things, I don't know if you saw the post in Rob Sperry's Game of Networking group, but I mean, there was just such an outpouring of, I really have wanted something like this to actually exist for such a long time. And it just hasn't, it hasn't lived up to what it was supposed to be. And I feel like there's this opportunity and this real excitement and desire to contribute from a lot of huge names, both in the, coaching and training space and the big leaders across the board. It's really cool to see that.
Yeah, it's like, for example, right now I can tell you there's an open invitation. I've not talked to Richard Brooks, for example, but I would love for him to do an article every week or every month, for us, on me. It's like, I'll take care of that. Why? Because information he gives is phenomenal. It's just like other people who are training people. I mean, one of the people I see is for example, there are a ton of phenomenal cats in this industry. And like you guys always seen, and one of the things I want people to understand though, is that, yes, I know one of the things that people are going to look at is hey, Armand owns a company. Yes, that's true. But for multiple years and years, like Tom said, I've been supporting a lot of neutral events around the world. And I'm one of the companies that take most of my people to those neutral events. Why? Because I believe in neutrality. I believe in the industry first. And I believe 100% that people must learn to do this right. And the only way they're going to learn to do this correctly is utilizing a lot of the great people that are in this industry.
And because I've been around Armand at a really, really high level for a while, and company owners, big distributors, they will have differences of opinion. And I can only remember that one big difference of opinion that you and Al Bala had that day. And you were absolutely either smoking mad or smoking mad at, I can't remember which way it went, but it wasn't good until it was great, because you had the hard conversation. And there's a book out there called The Hard Thing About the Hard Things, where you have to talk about that stuff. And true men, true women, true leaders talk it out, work it out, and get over it. And he's now a dear, close friend of yours in a situation that it had a little bit of a bad start. But because we are so committed to the end game, which is collaboration and making everybody win, that was really not even a speed bump for you, was it, Armand?
No, and Al Bala has always been my friend. Even before that situation, there was a certain, the situation, and I'm not going to go into it 100%, but there was an affiliate of his that went into our company, for example, and then there was an issue between that, and we spoke, him as a CEO of that company and me as a CEO of this company, and we corrected it. Basically, I'm not afraid of removing people from my company. I'm not afraid of correcting things to make people happy. You know what? I believe in this industry more than just the words out there. I'll tell you guys this. Most people here may doubt what our intentions are, and I'll be honest with you. Just watch what I do. Look at the job, look at the work, look at everything that we will do and we will accomplish between everybody, Sylvia, Garrett, Keith Halls, and multiple others that are going to be announced in the future. Just look at the work that we're going to do, and you guys are going to see that we are blessed in a way that we have never been before. We're having this.
When you take a look at Sarah Robbins, there's a woman out there who really got hit by a hand grenade last year when Rodan and Fields did what they did to their sales field. And you take a look at the various people from Beachbody and so many of these different companies, and these leaders are just stuck like, what the heck just happened to me? And to be able to have people to collaborate with, places to go to talk about that, really an association gathered together to really kind of prevent that stuff from happening going forward, because we need a voice. And you talked about Stuart Johnson, you talked about Richard Brook, you talk about Jordan Adler, you talk about Garrett and Sylvia, and the various people out there that want to help build that big voice. And there's a big guy that I want you to meet here pretty quick by the name of Bill Newton. I want to help people. That's my entire legacy. That's what I want. I'm 73 years old. Obviously, my son is in this space, taking over for the good things I did and not bringing in any of the bad things I did, which is pretty exciting. But all we want to do is constantly get better. And I love you for leading with your chin and doing what you're doing and bringing together the right people to hopefully take this to a level never, ever seen before. Right, man? You?
Totally. And, I guess just to kind of take it and maybe widen the picture just a little bit, there has been, some tough news, some tough, things that have happened with some fairly well-known companies over the last year. And I think one of the things that I've seen on the other side of that is you've seen some great companies really double down on, this is exactly the business model that we want to be in. This is the model that we're committed to. This is the best model. And, what do you see and what do you say to, this minority of companies that have made that kind of decision versus what you see sitting in the seat as a CEO and thinking about, is network marketing the right business model for us going forward?
Well, for these companies, there's few companies that went to affiliate marketing, for example, to me, is a shame. It really is a shame. And to me, it's led by people that don't know the space correctly. They see maybe they're people that are funding a company, maybe they're into the company in some way or another. But it's a shame that they have to move away from the people that actually built it. See, here's the deal. Within my network marketing company, I can't tell you that I built it. I cannot. There's a ton of people who've built that company, and they're building it to the day. And every grain of sand is valued, no matter who it is. And so to me, the moment people go and just basically fire all their affiliates and they close down on the network marketing, to me, that's an insult on who built the company for them. And to me, that's not what we're here for. We're here to build on, and create something that has never been seen before, a space that people can actually go and look forward to because they know their lives will change forever.
And I look at what you've done with Ada and the various people that absolutely, I see it all the time. And I see you putting so much attention on those people that helped you build it instead of taking all the credit yourself. And I just think it's so important for other company owners to understand that your leaders are few and far between, and you better protect them with everything you've got, because there's people out there trying to steal them from you. And the common denominator to keeping them is love, respect, and recognition, right?
Not only that, but they have to understand that here's the deal. I don't, people are always going to try to poach people from my company. It doesn't matter. I mean, they can try. Why? Because if they try to poach, guess what's going to happen? They're going to find something within our people that is very different than everybody else. We actually have that respect for them. We actually let them build correctly. We actually teach them how to do it. We have a philosophy in how to build everything within 5 steps. So we do everything in a manner that they feel the love that they haven't received even from their own family sometimes.
Yeah.
And to me, when you love somebody, it's hard. It's, for example, Tom, we can go and somebody can go up to your wife and say, you know what? I have a better husband for you. That's not going to happen.
Right.
And she's never going to go and like, oh yeah, who is it? Nothing. Why? Because if you love that company or that person just that much, guess what? There's nobody who's going to make you fall in love with another person ever. And so that's what it is. Make them fall in love with you. Make them fall in love with the company. Make them fall in love with the industry. Guess what? You're going to see a lot of people within. Let me just rephrase, and I don't want to keep speaking about my company, but my company, you're going to see a lot of people within my company. They're always speaking network marketing space. They're always speaking about the industry. We're industry. Everybody's always talking. They're not just talking about the name of my company. They're always speaking in a whole of an industry. And when you show them that, and show them that the space is not one company, it's 3,400 companies, 3,300 companies or so that help millions of people have an opportunity. And we have to respect that all the way through.
Yeah. And I was just thinking I thought your analogy of a marriage was so good, right? Because at the end of the day, the reciprocity of that loyalty and of that bond is so critical, right? And your marriage, your most important, your familial relationships, those things are built on this rock solid foundation of nothing will take that. And I think when a leader knows that the company is not going to turn their back, right? That they truly know that this company is always going to back me up. This leadership team is always going to back me up. It makes it, why ever turn your head around? Because you have that sort of foundation. But if that foundation cracks, suddenly it can crumble really quickly, because all of a sudden now I'm feeling uncertain. I'm feeling like maybe this thing is going to fall out from underneath me, and all of these sort of things. And so I think just that deep knowing as a company leadership team that these are the people who built this thing, and that they know it, that's everything. And I think the companies that are holding together are the companies where you can see that the leaders really believe that about their leadership team, at their corporate leadership team. And I think companies that are having a harder time is where maybe that trust is eroding a little bit, right?
Yeah. I just got a text message from somebody that said, what happens if you catch one of your trusted inner circle inside of Business for Home dealing off the bottom of the deck? And I know the answer. You will cut that person out faster than I mean, what I love about you is the integrity that you demand of your team is the integrity that you demand of yourself. And you're not going to put up with any shenanigans from anybody, correct?
Well, let me just put it this way. Let's go back to my company, my network marketing company. We have top earners in the company. We have let go of top earners and taken them out for doing things that are not right. Because if they don't follow integrity, I don't want them within the family. It's just that simple. People have to know, and it doesn't matter how much money they bring or how many people they're going to take with them if they leave. To me, that doesn't matter. It's who people believe we are is what I want, the people to read always. So it's like, to me, it's important. Integrity is one of the most important things for us. And I think that's one of the reasons that you see that we got the McGraths with us at this moment. I couldn't find better people really to take on, being chief editors here within the magazine, taking control of the magazine. Like I said, I'm not the smart one. I can fund it, but I'm not the smart one. They're the smart ones. We bringing in smart people that know exactly, and they're respected within the whole industry because they know these are neutral people all over the world. And they know wherever they're standing on stage, people respect them tremendously. And to me, that means a lot. I mean, that's what the kind of people that we're going to start bringing within our circle here.
That makes nothing but sense to me. And I was out of integrity one time with Armand. And I am telling you, the guy took me to the woodshed. And so I know that, and he said, Tom, I love you, but this isn't what you told me was going to happen. And it did not happen the way you said. You need to straighten this out and straighten this out right now. No threats, no nothing. He just wanted me to bring my integrity up to his. And I love that. And I think that inside of the conversation that I just mentioned, that for us to be able to hold our own integrity so high that we can literally demand that of the company owners and make this industry and profession that much better because of that standard of excellence and integrity, I think that's where you're trying to take this thing. Am I wrong?
No, you're absolutely right. And again, there's going to be an open invitation. Just have any CEO in any company that wants to be part of of a board table or just voice within Business for Home. Guess what? You all invited. I just want people to be inclusive. I want people to be part. I want this to be not only a magazine. I want it to be an industry-wide, respected magazine. So anybody who wants to be part and basically to have a voice and everything else, just contact the McGraths and basically let's get the ball starting. Let's get your voice started within this. If somebody else has issues with what and let me just add one more thing, my friends.
NFP website.
I cannot judge before I took over the magazine. I could not judge what has been done before, and how they did it, what they did. To me, Ted and Denny have done a phenomenal job. And I know a lot of people may think differently because their points of view, everybody's point of view is a little bit different. But I welcome all the people who have ideas. I welcome everybody who has an opinion. I welcome everybody to make this better because ultimately it's for you guys. That's what we're trying to do. Is build something that is for the whole industry whole. And I want everybody to understand that we're going to build something that is beautiful, that's going to be loved, and is going to be cherished by the whole industry.
People take shots at Eric. They take shots at Rob. They take shots at Mark J. They take shots at Falcone. They take shots at Jordan. They take shots at Armand. They take shots at us. Why? Because we're doing something they didn't. It's impossible to look inward. It's so much easier to shoot outward. Stop that. Stop that. You don't need to do that. Get better with your skills. And, I look at the sponsorship of the ANMP and the fact that Justin and Adrian stepped up and said, we want to be major sponsors again because of the people we hang around with, the buzz for the bang for the buck. I mean, who knows whether it's worth it or not from a financial standpoint to sponsor that, but the collateral, the relationship collateral and capital that you got out of that, hanging with guys like Armand and people like that has been more than worth it to you, right?
Well, and just the mission of it, right? I think
Yeah.
that it's such an important association for the profession. Nowside is committed to the profession. I just think it pulls the right people into the conversation and into the room. That event is fantastic. It's in August this year. It's going to be so great. And so you got to go to anmp.com. Like, make sure you get a ticket. Make sure you're there. It's a highlight of the year every year, and this year is going to be no different.
And we didn't mention Ray Higdon, but I just started thinking about his event because here came Stuart Johnson. I mean, the icons show up, and the name of the game with the ANMP and every place else with these high-level people that you never got to meet in your life, such as Armand, such as Ada, such as Garrett, Sylvia, Keith Halls, all these people participate, and all of a sudden you're going to realize they're human beings that only are doing one thing, and that's probably working harder than you. And you can do it. You can get in that club by stepping up and not worrying about what's wrong, but what you can do to make it right. Armand, correct or incorrect?
Correct. I mean, as many people that get together, as a matter of fact, if somebody doesn't like what's happening, the best thing you can do is voice it. Tell us.
Yeah.
And guess what? If you have a conversation with us and we see you're right, we're going to fix it. It's just that simple. It's like, if not, we're going to let you know why we think, and then we can have that conversation on and off until somebody's convinced. But one of the things that I want you to understand is that this business should be a conversation between friends. And that's all it is. If we can if we can have conversations between friends, it's like I'm supposed to see Stuart probably tomorrow here in California.
Cool.
So it's like we're going to be sitting down, and we're going to. I was hoping, have a conversation with Rob Sperry. I was hoping to have a conversation with a bunch of people that I'm still, trying to contact and making sure that I want to make sure everybody's happy. I know everybody had feelings for what it was in the past, but see, I don't care what happened in the past. All I see is there's millions of eyeballs on this site. And there's millions of eyeballs on this. It's worth to fix. Yep. A lot of people have told me, Armand, why did you buy this? You could have built a brand new one. Yes, that's true. But there's so many eyeballs already on this. It's worth to save. It's worth to make better. It's worth to take to another direction, and worth to take this company and make it flourish like it should. It's just that simple.
Another guy we got to deal into the middle of this deck is Frazier, because he's got such international presence.
Yep.
And he and Sperry are tight. So we got to fix it.
Frazier, Frazier Brooks.
Yeah.
I'd love to speak to them. And you know what? Like I said, they have ideas. I would love, to have them. It's like I would love to listen. I would love to sit down. I'm not a bad guy. I'm a guy who listens. And you know me, Tom. It's like I'll listen to everybody. I'm open heart with everybody. I'll be honest with everybody. I'm not a guy who's going to lie to you. Yep. I'm a person that will tell you the facts the way they are, even if you hate me for it, but you're going to know the facts. And to me, that is one thing that my integrity always taken me that way. So, anybody who wants to have a conversation with me, they're open to. It's like if you guys don't have my number, you contact, even Tom. One of them, you get my number, direct my number. It's like not a problem. We'll have that conversation. We can sit down with the McGraths. We can sit down with Keith Halls, and we can sit down with everybody who's going to be involved, and basically, listen to everybody. It's like, why is the mission so powerful for all of us? Because it's an industry that depends on us to live forward.
We love you, man. We got to go. We're actually on AM radio now, so they need a few minutes for the breaks, but we see that we didn't have any commercial breaks, which is unbelievable. Thank you, Jason Garcia and his beautiful station in Johnstown, Colorado, for inventing a space where we didn't have to do commercials except at the beginning and the end of the show, which is where we are right now. We love you, Jason. We love your station. We love you, Armand, you have been for us, Adrian and I, such an unbelievable mentor and partner. And thank you very, very much. Everybody have an incredible day.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Armand.
I appreciate everybody.
Who's next week?
Ben Johnson.
Oh, good. That's exciting. You're going to love the show next week. Armand, see you later. Love you.
Bye-bye.